The next level of details we want to look at are the trims. Really trims and railings, but we'll start off with trims. And really there's going to be three types of trims we're going to deal with. There could be banding that goes around the house. Uh, then there would be, say, door and window trims, and then there could be brackets and rafters. And really, I guess there could be a fourth one of dealing with any kind of vents. For example, let's look at our CAD plan. Really this would be, say, a banding detail, although this one's pretty simple. The profile really doesn't matter, it's all going to be the same process. Um, and then you have your door and window, and you would have your brackets or rafter tails, um, as well as any kind of vents. And I'm actually going to show you how to do um, an outie or an innie. This would just be a applied detail. What's nice is we have these details already created, and you can see that this here is the line of the wall, and this is just a polyresin cement just finished uh, vent. But I can show you how you would do it, say a nicer detail versus a builder detail, doing it as an innie with, say, a block recess or whatever. So we'll do that two different ways. We'll build the rafter, and we'll even build the shutters as well. And we'll do that in our series of videos. The first thing I want to do is show you how we can take our AutoCAD profiles and we can set that up and bring those in all together. The easiest way is to simply just draw your profile. Again, this one is a very basic rectangular profile. Um, Even if this was, say, something more exotic, where maybe it's um, say a more of a chair rail type of thing, and it does something like this. You would just have to follow along the profile. Whatever the profile is, just cut it out. Whatever, and just get the polyline around. Although I typically draw them as polylines because it's nicer to keep things grouped together that way. SketchUp doesn't care if it's a polyline or an exploded series of lines. It really reads it the same way. So we're just going to group together all of our trims. So we have that trim. We'll look at doors and windows. Really what we want to look at here is see if there is any notations for what the door and windows are. Oh, I guess they're right here. This is saying it's only a ½ inch thick. I think maybe for our modeling purposes we'll do it 2 inches thick just to give it a little bit of beef. So this would really be 6 by 2. So that would be our window header, and our window sill would be 4. And that's really what that band is there, but this one here would be 4, so we'll keep that in mind. Just out of curiosity, this one's an inch, so we could go by an inch as well. This would be the same as the header to the sill. It's 4 inches, so it'd be similar to the sill. We could do a quick outline here to start the process. It's not really needed. This is too simple to really import in. There's no real need for it. But what we will need is the rafter tail, as well as this bracket detail and this bracket detail. So just as before, I was talking about drawing a polyline. Let me regen this so I can see my curves. You just want to follow exactly what's going on here and get your shape, and that's what we're going to bring in. So there's that detail. We'll put this over here with the rest of them. we will grab our rafter detail. Now remember, this is probably not drawn to 1:1 scale, so let's copy this over. We can just close this off because we know that this is the shape we want, and we can determine the size we want, so we know this is 2 inches and this is measuring at 8, so this is really 4 times larger than what we need. So we'll just take this, simply scale it by a quarter. Maybe we'll put everything on the 0 layer because it's always nice to import on the 0 layer, and we'll throw our rafter tail over there. And I think lastly, this detail is right here. This one really is pretty simple. Maybe we'll just build this one in SketchUp. There's no reason to really export anything out of here. And really that goes the same with some of these details. There's no reason I can't draw a rectangle in SketchUp, but for purposes of this video, maybe I'll import these and show you how to import something, because it could be more complicated, and maybe for these I'll build them in SketchUp just to show you how that works as well. So we can really look at it in 2 different ways. So with that, I think we have all of our details. This we're going to build in SketchUp. We have this. We're going to build this in SketchUp. We'll build this in SketchUp. We have our banding here. We have our window and door head and trims and sill trims. So I think that's good. If we miss anything, we'll just come back and grab it. So let's export these out. We'll W block them, and it doesn't really matter where they go. And we will bring them into SketchUp and show you how to populate the model with the details we need.